Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the East Long Meadow Town Council meeting of March the 12th, 2024. I would ask that we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I would ask that we take a moment of silence to reflect on everything that's happening in the world, both near and far. Thank you. We need to announce that this meeting is being audio and video recorded by LCAT, and I would ask if there's anyone in the audience recording. Okay, seeing none, we will move on. Jeannie, do we have anyone signed up for public comments?
Do not.
And Don, is there anyone that you see?
Nope.
Okay. Council comments. Councilors, any comments? Matt raising his hand, we will move on. Town manager report. Tom, you have a report for us?
Yep,
Awesome.
under the wire. Good evening, everyone. March 5th was the presidential primary election. I won't steal Jeannie's thunder. But again, I want to thank her and the team once again for another great job. Something we all have come to expect at this point, but I think it's always worth noting that the hard work and planning and execution of the day and days leading up to is something to behold. So
Thank you.
stellar job again. This Thursday, the 14th, the first meeting of the newly formed Centertown District Steering Committee. This committee will consist of, I guess, 5 members of the public and ex officio members from both town council and planning board, along with assistance from Pioneer Valley Planning Commission to facilitate discussions with the community regarding whatever our goals are for this Centertown district. Also, PVPC will be presenting at the March 19th planning board meeting to provide an introduction sort of to the project, timeline of tasks, some general benchmarks and decision points. So public, we welcome the public to attend this meeting to get up to speed. Again, we're sort of excited about the prospects of sort of revitalizing downtown. The annual report for 2023 has been completed. Obviously, thanks to everyone, another sort of large endeavor, everybody sort of submitting quite a lengthy document. So I just want to thank everyone, and special thanks to my personal favorite, Deb House, who I rely on obviously a lot, but she had sort of the arduous task of compiling everyone's submissions and making sure everybody made the deadline, which everyone did except for her boss. But I finished shortly thereafter. So thanks to Deb. Obviously we've been busy with FY25 budget as we work towards our draft submittal deadline. Few more meetings with department heads to kind of polish it up so that we're ready for that April 1. So again, I sound like I thank everybody in every report, but this obviously is a long process and a lot of people making a lot of time to meet and sort of discuss what we're going to look like next year. So thanks to everybody for putting up with me. And then finally, the human resources manager, Joan Iowanicki, resigned from her position as effective Friday, March 8th. I want to thank Joan for her service to the town and wish her luck in her next endeavor. In the interim, the manager's office will be assisting HR staff with the essential functions as we begin our search for a replacement. Upcoming events, we have the Westcom groundbreaking this Thursday, the 14th at 11. 6:45 Shawinigan Drive in Chicopee. That's the old Salter College building. School building committee meeting on March 28th at 3 p.m. at the high school. Again, the draft budget submittal April 1st. And another coffee with the town manager April 3rd, 10:30 a.m. at the COA, which the last few have sort of really been fun, and we've gotten a lot of good feedback from those that attend, and really myself. It's nice to sort of answer questions about our town in a semi-relaxed setting with a cup of coffee. So those will continue to be the first Wednesday of every month at the Council on Aging. And that's all I got for tonight.
Good.
Thank you.
Counselors, any questions, comments? Tom, I do have one. I know the deadline for the initial budget is April 1.
Yep.
When it's all prepped and ready, are you just going to email that? Because obviously we don't have a meeting until it's the 9th.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate.
Okay. And that way there it gives us a little time before our meeting.
Yeah, and if
we'll be able to look through it and.
Yeah, and if you want hard copies at that meeting following April 1st, then I don't remember what the date was. It's 10th maybe? 9th.
Is it the 9th?
Then we can have those sort of furnished.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what was in my head. It might be a large document, but we'll figure it out.
I'm sure Kim will find a way to condense it
Yeah.
to extremely small print for us. And the one other thing I would also like to extend to Joan Iwanicki, best of luck on our next endeavor. Like I said, every time I had a question, she always took care of it and definitely appreciated it. So best of luck to her. Anyone else? Okay. Communications, correspondence, and announcements. Jeannie,
Yes.
presidential primary up.
Thank you, Tom, for your nice words. I appreciate it. In fact,
Thank
the
you.
support of the town manager and the town council contributes so much to every election. I really appreciate that. Also, Jackie, my assistant Sullivan, is my right hand on election day, so I appreciate everything she does. And my staff. I feel like I'm at the office. I'd like to thank, no, but seriously, every town department, the schools, the custodian staff, the police, the library, everybody, from the early voting, vote by mail and everything. It's a huge endeavor by a lot of people. So the election day, the total turnout was 25%, a little over 25%. And the Joe Biden won the Democratic Party primary. And Donald Trump, Joe Biden won with 1,261 votes. And Donald Trump won with 1,154 for the Republican Party. The early voting, we saw 340 people, which was okay. I think November, we certainly saw a lot more than that. And what's really significant, I think, is that 14.5% of the voters were vote by mail. So clearly over half the total votes were early votes. And that's the trend I think we're going to see from now on. People like it. They're getting used to it. So the postcards they got from the state, the first checkbox was all elections, and most people did that. So they'll be getting vote by mail for all the elections this year. We ended up receiving 2,590 applications, and then we got back almost 2,000. So over 600 didn't send them back, which was fine, but it cost the town money
to do that.
send them out. The state pays for them to come back. So one down. The next one is June, our local election, and then the state primary is September 3rd, which is the day after Labor Day. And that includes the Saturday in the previous week of early voting. And then November 7th is the presidential, with the 2 Saturdays and 2 full weeks of early voting prior to that. So it's going to be a heavy year for us. And actually, today was the last day to submit nomination papers for the local election. So we've got school committee, Sarah Trulio running for reelection, and that's a one, vote one for one seat. Town council, we have 2 seats available. Matt Boucher and Connor O'Shea are running for reelection. And then we have Giuliano Basile and James Layden that took out papers and returned them, so they'll be on the ballot as well. So
Good.
we're looking forward to that.
Okay, thank you. So it's not quite 6:15, so I would entertain a motion to move out of order to 8A to return at 6:15.
Sure, I move out of order to 8 hours of the day, A licensing matters until 6:15.
Made and seconded. It's a roll call vote because we have a member on Zoom. Anna,
Yes.
Kathy.
Yes.
I'm a yes. Connor?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
And Matt?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, 8A, licensing matters. We have a one-day liquor license for St. Mark's Episcopal Church. Is there a motion?
Yes, I make a motion to approve a one-day liquor license for St. Mark's Episcopal Church for a St. Patrick's Day dinner on Friday, March 15, 2024, from 5 to 7:30 p.m.
I second.
Okay. Motion made and seconded. Any discussion on it? Hearing none. Again, a roll call vote. Anna?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
I am a yes. Connor?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
And Matt?
Yes.
Thank you. Let's move on to 8A2. This is a application from East Village Tavern and Entertainment License. I will start with a motion, and then if it's okay, I would ask him, John, to come up and just give us a little bit.
Sure. I move to approve a one-day entertainment license for East Village Tavern for the Mummers performance on March 16th, 2024, from 4 to 4:30 p.m. I second that.
Okay, motion made and seconded. John, would you come up and join us, Sully? And I'm giving you the opportunity. You basically have an open mic to tell us what's going on, and
That's Matt.
I'm Matt Cesaro.
Matt, obviously my glasses are down.
Like, he's got a little bit more hair than I do.
Hey, yeah, you're right.
So, just a little bit about the event. We're gonna have the mummers come through.
Name and address.
Oh, yes, Matt Desero, 37.
A is revolving fund, B is department authorized to spend from fund, C is fees, charges, or other receipts credited to fund, D is program or activity expenses payable from fund, E is restrictions or conditions on expenses payable from fund, F is other requirements and reports, and G is the fiscal years. So under the solid waste health disposal, health department disposal, which is number 2805, under category C, which is the fees, charges, or other receipts credited to fund, we will be adding the words mattress and recycling. And then under F, other requirements and reports, we will remove the wording annual reconciliation of internal records compared to the general ledger must be provided to the town accountant by July 31st. And then we will be replacing that with the following language. The balance in the revolving fund account shall not exceed the approved expenditure limit set by town council vote as outlined by section 6-1 of the town charter. Then moving on to the next section, which is the Council of Aging, which is fund number 2809 under F, which is again, the other requirements and reports. We will be adding the following language. The balance in the revolving fund account shall not exceed the approved expenditure limit set by town council vote as outlined by section 6-1 of the town charter. And we will remove the language annual reconciliation of internal records compared to the general ledger must be provided to the town accountant by July 31st. Carryover of unspent rental funds is allowed. So that language was removed. The next section is Health Department number 2812. So this entire section will be removed. The Health Department number 2812 is removed. Under B, Health Department. Under C, users of the Sharps Recycling Program. D, expenses such as containers and advertisements to provide a Sharps Recycling Program in the community. And F, annual reconciliation of internal records compared to the general ledger must be provided to the town accountant by July 31st. And under G, fiscal years, it'll be the fiscal year 2018 and subsequent years. So that entire section is being removed. That revolving fund is no longer necessary. And at this time, this was requested through the town manager. And I would ask for just a quick overview of the reasonings for this.
So that account 2812, is it the last one?
Yes.
It's just not been used for a while. And
Yep.
so there's really no reason for it to be named in the bylaw when it's not in use. So that really as simple as that.
Okay. I would ask, this is a public hearing, so I would ask if anyone in the public has any questions, comments, or concerns with regards to these amendments. And Don, is there anyone online with their hands up with it? Okay, so I will bring this back to the board. I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I move to close the public hearing. I'll second that.
Having a motion made and seconded, any discussion? Hearing none, or it's a roll call vote. Anna,
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
I am a yes. Connor?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
And Matt?
Yes.
Thank you. And so I would ask for a motion on the revolving fund.
Sure. I move to approve the proposed bylaw amendment of chapter 97-18 revolving funds as presented.
I second.
Thank you. Motion again made and seconded. Is there any discussion on it? Seeing none, roll call vote. Anna?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
I am a yes. Connor?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
And Matt?
Yes.
Okay, that passes. And 6:22. So the next public hearing is at 6:30, so I would entertain a motion to move out of order to 8B1.
I move to move out of order to starting with 8B and continue until such time it's at 6:30.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. Anna?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
I am a yes.
Yes.
John? And Matt?
Yes.
Okay. 8B1. This is approval of a transfer from free cash to legal services. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve a $30,000 transfer from free cash to legal services 011512-530401.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Yes.
Discuss.
So I would ask, I mean, I'm assuming because of all the different litigation we've had that it's pretty much run the legal services budget that we had set aside down.
Yes, it's the sort of culmination of four contract negotiations or four bargaining unit negotiations earlier in the year, and then litigation, most specifically 330 Chestnut, has sort of depleted that account to the point where I think I made a transfer out of the reserve transfer fund the other day just to pay an invoice. So this should be sufficient to get us to the end of the year, assuming nothing unforeseen happens.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, having a motion made and seconded, it's a roll call vote. Anna,
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Connor,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
and Matt.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we will move on to 8C, approval of minutes. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve the February 13th, 2024 open session minutes.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call vote. Anna,
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Connor?
Yes.
John,
Yes.
and Matt.
I abstain.
Matt abstains. Okay, 5 more minutes. Under 8D, old business. We had talked a few meetings ago about life insurance for elected officials. So this was something that I had asked to be put on. What this was I was asking for an option for elected officials, if they so choose, to opt into the life insurance for the town. And I just thought we should bring it up again, see what the thoughts are on it.
And this is paid for entirely by the counselor. Yes.
Contribution, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, and
So basically it
the
gives
event
us,
of
yeah,
what the life insurance is for, the payout obviously would be somebody else.
Right.
and this would be for during your elected period.
The term of
The
your,
term of, exactly. So it's why you're an employee of the town, basically. And we're talking roughly 60 cents per pay period.
Yeah, $1.20 a month.
and it
It
would
would come out of your
stipend check.
council stipend.
Exactly. And again, you don't have to.
Right.
Like I said, it's optional.
And I called Ralph earlier, that there are still a few things that we need to sort of work out, because we have a HR we got some stuff going on in HR, so I'm certain that as town employees, you're afforded the opportunity for things that if you want to contribute to, but only up to a certain point, right? So you can't, the retirement, no.
Right.
No, insurance, no. But I think there's an opportunity for this small contribution for just the life insurance piece.
So previously, under the Board of Selectmen, all elected officials could opt into not only health insurance, but the life insurance. And some did, some didn't. And that was removed under one of the very last administrative decisions of the Board of Selectmen. And like I said, I can understand the health insurance. It's extremely expensive. And that was the thought process. At the time, it was costing $75,000 to $100,000 to cover the life insurance aspect. But when you look at to cover the health insurance aspect, when you look at only the life insurance, all members, if they chose to do it, you're looking, I think we said $380 was the total cost to opt in. So, and again, we don't have to vote tonight. I just wanted to bring it up for further discussion. I said we'd bring it back. So, just thought I'd ask the will of the board. What's your thoughts? Do you want to look at it tonight? Do you want to wait?
I have a question.
Question.
Will it cost the town anything?
Um,
Is there like an employer and an employee contribution or
Sort of opt in, no, you just sort of opt in and it's your contribution.
so just,
So there's no,
It's a
Financial-
very, very modest policy.
and is it a set amount for the death benefit or is it like?
It's
I think it's $5,000.
Okay.
Yeah, it's.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't get you much.
It's a floral arrangement. Connor, you had a question?
Oh, just a comment. I was gonna say,
Okay.
I don't personally see the need for it, but given that it's like opt-in and that it would come out of an individual counselor that wants to opt in stipend. Not opposed to it either.
Yeah, I think we should give counselors the option, but as
Yeah.
Connor said, I don't really, I don't think I'll opt in, but I think other counselors or
Well, might
future
be.
counselors don't, yeah, exactly. So I think it would be a very good thing to have just as an option for folks on council. And it would
This
not
would-
cost the taxpayers.
Right,
So,
It's all elected officials, right? I mean, school committee.
yes, yes, that's the way I had set it up for elected officials.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not costing the town anything.
There's no
Or the
harm.
taxpayer or anything, then. I don't see-
Yeah, so I would just say if you wanted to vote, sort of make it contingent on, you know, and
On the HR being able to,
yeah, like confirm that it is a legal sort of,
do we want
I
to?
think. it's
Yeah, why don't we
more-
just wait?
Well, I think this more gives them direction
Oh,
when they
to-
come
to
in to
pursue,
be able to
okay.
pursue it.
okay.
Mm.
Does this also require action from the school committee as well, if they're gonna be having the option to opt, like, do they need to do something procedural as well? Or with this, our vote?
It's our vote.
Do you need our vote to pursue it?
no, I mean,
I mean, you're,
you could wait, I suppose. But if you voted in a contingent on it, you know, all things being legal. As soon as I confirm that, yeah,
it just has to be legal.
yeah, well, I mean.
I think that's the main thing.
That's the,
That it's-
the health insurance piece wasn't just because they sort of opted out. There, you don't make enough, you don't.
Yeah.
There's the hourly, that you don't hit what you're supposed to hit in order to be afforded those benefits. So we're still double checking on if life insurance, if that applies to the life insurance as well. So
We could slate it for a vote in a month or two.
you want your acting HR director to just get that answer before you vote? Is that the direction?
But we just take a vote and move it off
Right.
the agenda.
I don't think
and-
there's any harm
Yeah.
in voting to give,
So would you like to make a motion?
certainly. Let me see.
Connor's usually pretty good at it, but he'll second tonight.
I make a motion that the council give the town manager approval to pursue in his capacity as interim HR director, the opportunity for opt-in life insurance for town council members,
Elected.
All elected
or
officials.
for all elected officials, I'm sorry, for all elected officials.
Is there a second? Having a motion made and seconded, any other discussion? Hearing none, it's a roll call vote. Anna,
Yes.
Kathy.
Yes.
I am a yes. Connor,
Yes.
John, and Matt.
Yes.
Thank you. We are past 6:30. It was nice that we kept it going. So at this time, I would suggest that we move back to public hearings. The 6:30 is also a bylaw amendment. Yes, so this is a public hearing for required second reading for the proposed bylaw amendment of chapter 310 alcoholic beverages. Council members present are Anna Jones, Kathy Hill, Ralph Page, Connor O'Shea, John Torsia, and Matthew Boucher. I would ask the clerk to read the legal notice into the record.
East Long Meadow Town Council will hold a public hearing on March 12, 2024, at 6:30 PM in the media room of the Council on Aging located at 328 North Main Street for the purpose of addressing a proposed bylaw amendment of chapter 310 alcoholic beverages. This bylaw amendment designates the East Long Meadow Police Department as the enforcing agent of the local licensing authority. The public hearing may also be attended via Zoom webinar with the below link. Information relating to this bylaw is available for public inspection at the town clerk's office, 60 Center Square. To view an electronic version of the proposed amendment, please visit the town's website. For the council, Jean R. Quaglietti, Town Clerk, Clerk of the Council.
Okay, at this time, I will read the second reading for chapter 310 alcoholic beverages for the amendment. This is under Article 1, restrictions on public consumption. Under subsection 310-4 enforcement. we will be adding the following language. The East Long Meadow Police Department shall be the enforcing agent of the local licensing authority, in parentheses LLA, which shall be the town council, and it is there. And then it follows and continues on duty to arrest any person who violates the provisions of subsection 310 and 310-1 and 310-2, and to cause such person to be detained until that person can be taken before a court having jurisdiction over the offense. Out of that paragraph, the wording to be removed is it shall be the and of any police officer of the town. And then there are three subsection 310-5, which is compliance with state law required additional local restrictions. Under B, the new sentence will read, in addition, LLA requires the following. And that is changed because we removed the following wording: local licensing authority, parentheses LLA, which shall be the town council. And then there is one new section that we have added, which is subsection 310-10 enforcement. That reads, any police officer of the town is an agent of the LLA and authorized to enforce the provisions of this article. So was that us that asked for this? I think we were the requiring, so the reason behind this is we had adopted the fact that the police, or we had voted that the police would be our agents, but we had never memorialized it within the bylaw. And that's all this is doing. This is actually putting it into the specific location where it should be. So at this time, I would open it up to the public. And I would ask if anyone in the audience has any questions, comments, or concerns regarding this bylaw, please step forwards. Seeing none. Don, is there anyone via Zoom?
No.
Okay, I would entertain a motion to close the public hearing then.
Move to close the public hearing.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Anna?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Connor?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
And Matt?
Yes.
Okay. At this time, I would entertain a motion then.
I make a motion to approve the proposed bylaw amendment of chapter 310 alcoholic beverages as presented.
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. This is a roll call vote. Anna?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
I am a yes. Connor?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
And Matt?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so that catches it up. So next on the agenda is 8E1. Approve the acceptance of Mass General Law, Chapter 166, Section 32A. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to accept Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 166, Section 32A, Inspector of Wires working as electrician, inspection by assistant inspector.
Second.
Okay, motion made and seconded. Further discussion?
Or
Yes,
Here we go.
I was actually gonna ask Tom to give us a little explanation of what we're actually looking at under Mass General Law that we're looking to approve.
So this is specifically stating that the local inspector, the local wiring inspector can work in the town that he works for and perform whatever services. He just can't be the inspector of his work. Our bylaw pretty much says the same thing. However, it doesn't specifically state that they can work in our town. So it basically goes right to the assist or the alternate inspector has to inspect the wire inspector's work if he does it. But it never actually says that the inspector can do work in town. So it's a little bit of a technicality. We sort of covered it in the bylaw. But it doesn't actually state in our bylaw that our local wiring inspector can perform electrical work in our town. And this general law does. So it was a sort of a catch-all. Instead of leaving it up to the bylaw where it's merely implied that this person can do work.
Makes
Connor.
sense.
No, that answered it.
Okay, so at this time, basically, what we're saying is, if we have an electrical inspector in town,
Yep.
they're not allowed to do their own jobs or work within the town.
It doesn't
Technically.
explicitly say that.
So by accepting this, they will be able to, as long as they
Somebody
realize
else does.
someone else has to inspect their work.
Correct.
Okay,
Simple enough.
We did, Ralph had brought up an interesting point about the plumbing inspector, because you'd assume there is no sort of mass general law. This is like the 32A, so somebody must there is nothing for the plumber.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll sort of allow bylaw to sort of govern that. And it's the same thing. We have an alternate inspector. Everybody, these guys all know each other, and Long Meadow helps us and we help Long Meadow, and the people both on the electrical side and the plumbing side know that they can inspect their own work. It's an ethics thing, really. So they're sort of governed by law anyway, but again, to use your word from before, this sort of memorializes it for the electrical side anyway.
okay.
Yep.
Any other questions? Hearing none, we have a motion made, seconded, roll call vote. Anna?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes,
I'm a yes. Connor?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
And Matt?
Yes.
You.
Thank you.
Action item. Do we have any action items for next meeting? Next meeting is April 9th. So one of the things to make sure is to look for the budget. Read it, memorize it. Do we have any? We do have a couple items that'll be on.
Reading for the Commission on Disability
Okay,
bylaw. That's just the verbiage changing pretty much in that.
Yep. and that was one where the bylaw review committee felt as though they didn't have to look at it because it's just a name change.
Right.
Okay. So we will move on to number 9, which is executive session. So I would make a motion to move into executive session to consider the purchase, exchange, taking, lease, or value of real property for 382 North Main Street, if such discussion may have a detrimental effect on the negotiating position of the governmental body, and return to open session for the purpose of adjournment, and to discuss pending litigation if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigating position of the public body, and the chair so declares, which I do declare, then return to open session for the purpose of adjournment.
second,
Motion made and seconded. Roll call vote. Anna?
Yes.
Kathy?
yes.
I'm a yes. Connor?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
And Matt?
Yes.